Hello everyone, Sandra Madaffrey here. Welcome to another Monday morning musing. I hope everyone's doing well. If you are watching this on Facebook, please jump over into the Zoom recording. Hi everyone, I'm going to get myself ready so that we can actually start this. I've had a few technical issues this morning, but I think we should be all good to go now. So I'm going to pop my screen up and get the slideshow going and record and put the chat box. So we'll have the chat box here, guys. So if anyone who's on there and wants to ask any questions, please do ask away. So I decided to put this webinar together a couple of weeks ago because there was a few people that keep asking me, what should I put on social media? What is it that you need? Now, today, we're not going to go through exactly how to write. Good morning, Kylie. Oh, thank you. Love you too. Yeah, I know I've moved everything around. So there's lots and lots of light happening this morning. So I hope this works a lot better. It's very bright in here. So like I was saying, this is not a webinar on how exactly to write your posts, but the posts that you need to think about when you're writing social media posts, which will help clients get to know you really, really well, get to know what you do really, really well, and convert them over into potential clients. So let's get started. Please, guys, if anyone has any questions as I'm going through these, please pop it in the chat box so I can answer those questions for you. So the first thing, and this is absolutely imperative, that you must let people know on social media in your posts is, who are you? There, you know, in this world of so much white noise on social media, people want to know who they're working with. They want to know who you are. Now, when I say, who are you? A lot of people freak out usually when I say that. Now, it's not about revealing all your secrets online or telling all the nitty gritty or airing your dirty laundry online or anything like that. But people want to know that you are a real person. People want to get a feel for you. You know, do they like what they see? Do you look like the sort of person they want to work with? And they want to know your story as well. It's really important that you come across to people as this real person who has been on, and if you have been on a hero's journey, so, you know, if you're working in the industry that you're working because you've been through your own hero story, people want to know that. I find it really, really interesting that a lot of people who want to work in this field of coaching, you know, and therapies and holistic wellness, that they don't want, they're so private. But why would I want to work with you if I don't know what your experiences are? You know, have you gone through this journey yourself? You know, it's really important that you open up to people and you tell people why you do what you do and who are you. So, you know, I'm pretty good at this. I let people know. I let people into my life all the time. I show my baking, and I tell people all the time about how my life turned a complete 180 just over 8 years ago now, and how I found myself in complete financial ruin 8 years ago and have been able to work my way back. Now, that's a hero's journey, and people need to know that. Yet I find that a lot of people are very, very, very private, and I understand that. But if you're wanting people to work with you, if you want people to really open up, especially as a therapist and a coach, if you want people to open up their hearts to you and tell you some of their deepest, darkest secrets, they need to get you to know you. And this builds energetic rapport with them on the computer. They get to know you, they get to see what you're like, and they get to experience you a little bit. And then people tend to think, oh, well, maybe I can work with that person. You know, I have got a lot in common with them, or, you know, I feel comfortable around that person. And the other thing is to just be you. One of the things that I see all the time is a lot of people that feel like you need to be perfect in your videos on Facebook. You need to be perfect in all your content. And that doesn't give the image of who you really are. Okay, nobody is perfect. And you need to show who you really are, because if someone buys your products, and really, guys, it's not that people buy your products or your services, they buy you. So if someone buys your services and then you start working with them and you're completely different to how you portrayed yourself on social media, you're going to break that rapport. You know, they're not going to feel as comfortable with you because they're comfortable with the persona of who you are on social media. So it's really important that you share your stories, your journeys, who you are. If you've got a hero's journey, you share that, your experiences, which makes you an authority around what you're trying to sell, and let people get to know you, because that is what they're buying. People buy emotionally, and they want to feel something from you. So whoever you are, be you. There's only one you. Why would you want to be anyone else? And it's really important that you share who you are with people so that they can get to know you and work with you. Okay, like I said, guys, I'd like some comments or any questions. There's a few of you on here today. The second kind of post that you can post is about your mission. What is the big picture? What are your values? Why are you doing this? Okay, so I'm going to use myself as an example today. So my mission, my big picture mission, okay, it is important to me to train up as many holistic wellness therapy professionals to the highest ability that I possibly can, train them up so that we can create a ripple effect. Because I said many, many years ago when I started on this journey of mine, that I could only work with so many people. As a hypnotherapist, as a coach, as a therapist, I could only work with so many people. But by being able to teach others and then to also create sustainable businesses for others, showing others how to create a sustainable business, it means that the reach of creating change on earth and creating change on this planet gets bigger and bigger. So that is my really, really big picture of my mission of what I want to do. One other part of my mission is, and it's something that I always interview my clients when they come into my mastermind program. I interview my clients when they come into some of the really big trainings I do, like NLP, because one of my other missions is to have ecological and ethical people working with me. So in other words, I want people that are coming into becoming therapists and coaches for the same values that I have, and that their value is that they really want to help people. They're in integrity, they're authentic, and they want to help the world. So I often will jump on here and talk about my big mission. Because my big mission is, it's bigger than me. I suppose you can also call it, what's your legacy? What is it that you really want to do? You know, the bigger purpose of what it is that you want to do. And this is a great way, again, for people to get to know you a little bit more and to see whether they align with you as well, which is really, really important. This is one that's actually not only important for my clients to hear, but this is something that's really important to me. And on the weekend, I did do a 3-day hypnosis certification. And I know that one of the things that I teach in that certification is about being ecological and working in integrity, because it's something that's really important to me. So that's what my big mission is. And I think it's so important that people know that that's your mission and that that's your legacy and that's the higher level purpose that you have. And that they align with that too. Because again, there's nothing worse than, you know, working with a client who does not align to your values and they don't, and you don't align to those. So it's really important. So by sharing your mission as another, and I'm not saying you have to share these all in one post, these are all different posts, because people need, it used to be, you know, probably about 12 months ago, 20 touch points usually before someone will work with you. It's probably a little bit more now with the COVID restrictions and what's happened, because there's just so many more people on Facebook. Okay, so you probably, I haven't heard any statistics lately, but I'd say it'd be up around probably 30 or so touch points. They need to see you that many times and consistently to say, well, you know what, maybe I'll reach out to this person because maybe they'll suit me. And, you know, the funny thing is that I've worked with people that have been watching me on social media for 2 or 3 years before they reach out, which is absolutely fine. But you need to show people, you know, what you're all about. What's your mission? What's that value? What's that higher value? Why it's just so important to you that you do what you do. Okay, and this leads on to the next one that I want to talk about, and that's, why are you so passionate about what you do? And it's really, really great to share your passion, because this inspires people. And why am I so passionate about what I do? 1, because I'm so passionate about my mission, but 2, because hypnosis, NLP, timeline therapy, mindset work absolutely changed my life. And that is my biggest driver as to why, with my audio, so we'll listen to your, okay, no worries, Melissa. No worries. There's been a few people that have actually messaged through that they're having problems with Zoom. I don't know what's going on. Zoom's been playing funny buggers for about a week now, so I think there's been a few upgrades going through or something like that. Thank you, Melissa, when you watch that replay. So you want to inspire people and educate them to make the change that you've made. And like I said, I've been in the spiritual field for over 8 years. When everything happened with me, that my life got turned completely upside down, I went down that spiritual field for a while, and I love that. And I went looking for more, and it was the NLP and the timeline therapy and the hypnosis that absolutely changed my life. And I am so passionate about these modalities. I am so passionate about, you know, understanding how we function, understanding how the unconscious mind functions, understanding how you can change your mindset, and tips and tricks and all those sorts of things, because it didn't only change my life, guys, it actually saved my life. And the people that are closest to me know that. And this is why I'm passionate. So you want to share that with people, because when you share your passion, they feel it. Okay. And, you know, one of my passions is to show people that no matter what trauma you have been through in your life, and no matter how tough life gets, there's always light at the end of that tunnel, and there is always something else. And this is my passion. This is what really, really drives me, because I have worked with many, many people on many levels who are in really, really bad ways. When I first started my coaching practice, most of my clients were quite what we would consider quite high level clients. I didn't target that niche. It's just the way it happened, and it came. And I had a lot of suicidal clients. I had a lot of severe depression, anxiety, eating disorders. And it just lit me up when I was able to facilitate change for these people, because they are the ones that make the changes. And that's the thing you've got to always understand, that your client is the one that actually makes the changes. You just help them a little bit. And with all the posts, but especially with this post, you need to add value. And what I mean by that is by giving tips and hints. And this is exactly what I'm doing now. Okay, one of my passions now as well, and it's part of my mission, is to inspire business owners to become more visible, to really get out there, to start showing people what is possible when you take charge. I don't like the word control, so I'm not going to use that, but charge of your life, charge of your mindset, understand how our thinking processes work, and then be able to view life completely different. And it just lights me up every time I have a client that makes those changes for themselves, but then also goes out and helps someone else. So you want to be talking about what inspires you and your passions, but you want to be adding value too. You want to be giving people some value so that they know you know what you're talking about. Okay, there are so many people out there making so many amazing promises on Facebook. I'm not going to say whether they're right or wrong. It doesn't matter. They're just making these promises. Now, someone who will want to work with you might want to know how can they know that you're the right person for them. So if you tell them why you're passionate, if you show them a little bit about what you do, they're more inclined to think, oh yeah, that could be the person for me. That could be the person that I need to work with. So in anything that you do, you know, whether in these top 3 tips that I've given you already, whether it's sharing about yourself, whether it's sharing about your bigger mission, or whether it's sharing about your passion, and your passion should be shared in order to inspire others to take action as well. You need to also add value, because at any time you're always showing people that you are an expert in your field. Okay, you're always showing people that you know what you're doing. And hints and tips and you know, webinars, and we're going to talk about all of that in a second, are really, really good for you to be able to show people that you know what you're doing, but also so that they can have a little bit of a taste of how you work. You know, once someone sees how you work, that's when they might make the decision, yeah, I'm going to reach out to that person and see if that person has something that they can do for me. Okay. Now, this is a really important one, guys. What problem do you solve? One of the biggest things that I see on Facebook all the time and on Instagram all the time is people not niching. Now, be very, very careful here, because a lot of people get niche and aviators confused. Okay. Now, to me, and I know there are a couple of other business coaches that believe in this as well, a niche is the problem that you solve. Okay, so what problem do you solve? And you need to let people know. Now, you don't have to, for the rest of your life, pick a niche and stay there forever, because I definitely have not. My niche has now become helping holistic wellness professionals and people who are into mindset and holistic products as well, because I'm working with some people that actually create holistic products as well, to create sustainable businesses in 12 months or less. That's the problem that I solve. It's not the problem that I always used to solve. I was actually working as a therapist for many, many years with depression and anxiety. And this current niche came out of a demand from people connecting with me and saying, I want to know how you built your business. I want to know what you've done in the last 12 to 18 months to create the business that you have. And so that's how my niche now grew. Okay, but you need to have a niche. You know, master of all trade, what's that word? You know, master of all trades, or whatever it is, skilled in everything and master of none. People need to know, what are you an expert in? And I know, guys, because I teach this stuff, that as a coach, as a hypnotherapist, we can work on anything. And I know that 100%. And that goes for other people too, other wellness practitioners as well. But you need to niche. People need to know that you are an authority in something. Okay, and what happens is, if you're constantly talking about, you know, weight loss one day and stop smoking another day, people get confused. What is it that you do? So you need to pick a problem that you solve, and you need to add value around that problem, and you need to build your authority. What is this webinar all about, guys? It's about creating sustainable business. So all my posts, whether it is training practitioners to upskill in something else to be able to create bigger programs, better programs, so that they can create a sustainable business, whether it is all the social media things, how to sell, that is all about creating a sustainable business. So any mindset posts that I put on, you know, even the self-confidence course that I'm doing in 2 days, it's all about building your confidence to build your business. So pick a niche, pick a problem that you solve, and you need to stick to that problem so people begin to see your authority. Now, if you're not sure what to do, because this sometimes people get stuck, I cannot stress enough that what will come easiest to you when you start is to pick the niche or the problem that you solved for yourself. Okay, so my first niche was in anxiety and depression and PTSD, because that is the problem I solved for myself first. But now I have actually gone for full circle, because before I was a coach, I was actually a business strategist. So I've actually gone back to the business strategy, but now combining all the mindset skills and all the strategies that I've learned in the last, 8 or so years, and now have combined it with the business skills that I had back then as well. So what problem do you solve? So important. And all your social media posts, all of them, must point towards this niche. Because if you start talking about lots and lots and lots of different things, you don't build authority. Now, sometimes though, you might be talking about a niche, but you will be surprised that you do get other people that come to you outside that niche, and that's fine. There's no reason why you can't work with them. But if you stick to a niche, it helps you build your authority. It helps you add your value, and people will think of you straight away, and that's exactly what used to happen with me. When people used to say, I need someone to work on my mindset, I'm depressed and I've got anxiety. This is before I was even on social media. I had a really great business going through word of mouth and referral, and people would say, oh, you've got to go and see Sandra Madaffrey. Okay, so you need to build your authority. Again, it doesn't mean that this is your niche for the rest of your life. It doesn't mean that you can't add things to this niche later. You can, but when you first start out, you must have a niche. I know I can't stress that enough. And the niche is unless you want to work with a specific gender, a specific age group, and a specific type, the niche is not necessarily the person. And even if you work, let's say you're wanting to work with mums who've got small kids that, who want to run a business, that is not your niche. That is your aviator or avatar, I think they call it. Your niche is, do these mums need more time to be able to set up their business? What's the problem that you solve? I can't stress this enough. So many people get this so incredibly wrong. Okay. And the last one, and now I don't recommend that you do this on every post. My recommendation for a call to action is every 3 or 4. I usually do 3 posts and then 1 call to action, unless of course, you're just about to run a program. It's a couple of days out, and then you might want to do lots of call to actions. The paid call to actions don't have as many, so to speak. You don't want to be constantly selling, but what you want to do is have at least 1 in 3 call to actions. Maybe it could be something like, do you want to work with me? Maybe inviting people to come into a challenge, maybe inviting people to do a webinar. I have 2 calls to action at least every week now, but that's because I'm not starting out. When I first started out, I wasn't doing this, okay? Now it's a little bit different for me because I have got a sustainable business. But if you're doing freebies like webinars and things like that, things that are going to add value, you can probably do your call to action a little bit more. But what you want to understand is that at least 1 in every 3 of your posts, non-selling posts, okay? 1 in 4 if you're selling, but 1 in 3 is a call to action. So come along and do this webinar. Do you want to come and join my program? Let's do a free challenge. Here's a free ebook, all those sorts of things. And you want people to take that next step, because what you're doing by them taking the next step, they're getting to know you a little bit more. And although things might be free, you need to add value, guys. It's so important that you show people how you work, what you do, what you're all about. And that's exactly what I'm showing you guys right now. Okay. And like I said, I do a call to action twice a week, because straight after this, we have the coffee catch up, which is again another call to action. Come and meet me and chat with me. And lots of my clients have come along to that just to get to know me a little bit better before they start working with me, because people need to get to know you. But you need to tell people what to do. But as I said, not every time, not every post. I have lots of posts, lots of quotes go up, lots of posts. At the moment, I'm enjoying sharing lots and lots of memories, because it was in August 3 years ago that I did my NLP master practitioner, and if you had seen my Facebook page this morning, you would have seen me breaking my board, which symbolizes breaking through of my limitations 3 years ago. And I'm enjoying sharing and being in the memories of that training 3 years ago, because it completely changed my life. So, you know, I'm constantly putting posts up, and then every now and then there'll be a call to action. If someone wants to get to know me a little bit more, take this call to action. Constantly putting up free ebooks, free webinars that I've pre-recorded, all those sorts of things coming to my Facebook groups. So they are all call to action. So it's really important that you must include call to actions to tell people what to do next, so that they can get to know you a little bit more. And the biggest thing with all of this posting on social media, guys, is you need to be consistent. What tends to happen is when you first start, you tend to go, you know, you become really, really consistent, and people start to really, really get engaged with your posts. But then, you know, powerful exercise looks are making, breaking the board. Yeah. Master practitioner in LP. So if, yeah, that's when that's going to happen with my students as well. So very, very excited, because it was massive for me. And I've still got that board here at home. So what tends to happen is a lot of people will begin to watch you on social media. So what happens is when you first start, you tend to get a lot of action, and you know, you're constantly going on social media, and so you go up like this on lots of posts. But within about 3 months, what tends to happen is you'll drop and level out. It's at this leveling out point that it's so important that you keep consistent, because anyone who, as I already said, we need, you know, probably around 30 or so touch points with clients. As you're leveling out, people who are thinking, will I work with you, will I not work with you, will start to want to watch what you're doing. And if they see that you're still consistent, if they still see, you know, that 6 months down the track, 1 year down the track, 2 years down the track, you're still there, and you're still doing your thing, and you're still consistent on social media, and you're still who you were 12 months ago, that's when people are going to think, you know what, that's the person for me, because they keep going and they see your passion all the time, and they know that behind everything that you do is that mission. And that's something that holds true for me. I've been now really pushing on myself out there on social media probably in the last 18 months. And if you look at some, and lately I've been putting some of my old videos up there. Light bulb moment. I'm glad you got a light bulb moment, Kylie. You'll have to let us know, or let me know later what it is. If you know, like I'm putting up some videos at the moment, some really old videos of me that are coming up in my memories from like 2-3 years ago. And even, I think even I did one from about 4 years ago. If you can see that you're still consistent and you're still holding your own, you know, after 2-3 years, it's just, I'm trying to think of the right words to say here, guys. The words escaping me. It just shows that, you know, that you are in your integrity and your authenticity because you're doing what is still important to you. The thoughts and the feelings that I had 3 years ago about changing and transforming this planet still holds completely true to me right now. And it is what inspires me, it is what is my passion, and it is what is my mission. So people can see that, you know, it's the last 3 or 4 years, I've been singing the same song. And actually now I actually believe it even more because of the changes that I've made and more changes that I've seen in clients. So really important to be consistent. And for anyone who hasn't read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, there are some great metaphors and stories and learnings in that book that have nothing actually to do with money, but one of them is about consistency. And it's in the very first chapter, I think, of the book, where he talks about a gentleman who was digging for gold, and they found gold, and then they kept digging, and they didn't, you know, there was no gold there, and he gave up. He didn't ask for help. They just let it go and sold all their equipment. And the guy that they sold their equipment to decided to think a little bit outside the box and get someone to come and have a look at the land, and they found gold 3 feet from where the other guy had stopped digging. So consistency is key. If this is really your passion, if this is really your mission of what you want to do, you'll be singing it from the hills in 10 years' time. And I know, because I'm still as passionate today about what I did 4 years ago as what I am today. All right, guys, that's it for me. As I tell everyone every week, you can find me on YouTube. I have lots and lots of videos on there, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn under Sandra Madaffrey. If you want to contact me, you can do so either on admin@sandramadaffrey.com.au, or you can send me a message. I do have 2 Facebook groups, Fabulous Women's Empowerment, Business Empowerment Group, and also Entrepreneurs Leading with Intention. And if you want to know more about what I do or how I can help you, not a problem, Liani. I hope I said that right. No problem, Robin. If you want to know how I can help you, I do have a mastermind group, which is full of clients who I work with very closely to build their sustainable business in 12 months or less. We work on strategy, we work on mindset. Everything that I did to get to where I am, I actually pass on to them. So if you want to know a little bit more about my mastermind group and how you can create your business, or if you're needing help with any sort of mindset, please reach out. I'd love to have a chat with you. Yes, Richard, I know. I'm sorry, I was teaching, Richard, on the weekend, so it was a little bit hard for me to do anything. Yep, no worries. I'll let you know. I'll contact you now. And Richard, I'll try and give you a call tomorrow, I think, because today I'm flat out. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Anyone who would like to know more, please just reach out on there. If you just want to have a chat, please do so as well. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. I've got a couple of great little webinars coming up until the end of September. Actually, I've already got them all set out. So I look forward to seeing you every Monday. Have a great day. And for those of you who are on here who are going to join at 11 o'clock for our virtual coffee catch up, I look forward to seeing you in half an hour. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.